Hi everyone, my name is Patrick-Goudreau from joyfulvegan.com. Welcome to Vegan POV. Today I want to address the assertion that says plants feel pain too. That's one point of view. Here's my point of view. I think when people make this assertion, it's really less about people giving a hoot about plants and more about trying to discredit the vegan ethic of compassion. I don't think people are lying awake at night concerned about the pain and suffering of cauliflower. As Oliver Goldsmith said in the 18th century, every absurdity has its champions to defend it. But I do think this claim is an attempt to create a distraction from the issue at hand, which is that animals do suffer and feel pain. Most of us have no problem pulling lettuce from the ground or cutting the limb off of a tree, but most of us are unable or unwilling to stab an animal in the heart or cut a limb off of an animal. And even if you can do this without compunction, it doesn't negate the fact that the animals you're hurting or killing do feel pain and suffer. All we can do is act on what we know to be true. And what we know to be true is that animals feel pain and fear and they struggle to escape death when confronted by it. That's the issue here. The assertion that plants may or may not suffer or feel pain doesn't justify causing pain and distress to dogs and cows and cats and elephants and chickens and every other animal we know is capable of suffering just like humans. There's no difference there. But, you might say, aren't there studies that confirm that plants also feel pain and try to avoid it? Now, I can't speak to which studies people are asking about. I do know there's some interesting research about plants reacting to local tissue damage, but I think people mistake responsiveness for sentience, for consciousness. Reacting to external stimuli is quite different than saying plants feel and suffer pain or that they're sentient beings. Thermostats react to thermal changes in the environment, but we would be foolish to say that therefore thermostats must sense or feel some kind of pain. The bottom line is that there are no peer-reviewed studies in any scientific journal that support the claim that plants are sentient beings or capable of feeling pain. There are some people who insist, who like to say that carrots scream when we pull them from the ground. I think they're just saying that to be provocative, but they're using this as a way to justify eating non-human animals. We know that non-human animals and human animals do scream when you dismember them. But also, by dismissing the distinction between killing plants and killing non-human animals, by that logic, you're also saying there's no difference between killing plants and killing human animals. I think ultimately this whole thing is an attempt to play the gotcha game with vegans in order to accuse them of being hypocritical by trying to poke a hole in the principle by which ethical vegans live, the do no harm principle. Because if you can prove that plants are sentient or conscious, the implication then is that it would be silly to consider the interests of the animals we kill and use and consume and not the interests of the plants. To that, I would say, as a longtime vegan and someone who empowers others to live according to their own values of compassion and kindness, I have no illusions about what being vegan means. And what I know for sure is that it's not about trying to attain some kind of level of perfection or purity. I'm not trying to obtain some kind of vegan certification. The world is just too imperfect for that. But even as such, even in this imperfect world, the absurdist argument that we should do nothing because we can't do everything simply leads us to complacency and apathy. Don't do nothing because you can't do everything. Do something, anything. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like what you heard, please pass it on. Please share it with all of your friends. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and support the production of these videos. And you can also visit the 30-Day Vegan Challenge at 30dayveganchallenge.com. For the animals, this is Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching.